Welcome back, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here, as always, by Brett Hamilton.
Hello.
And today, we are performing at a whole nother level on this podcast. We have a new microphone.
Yep.
Hopefully, this sounds far and away better than what we have been using. Yep. What we were using before, I'm not going to mention the product's name, but it just wasn't, you guys could hear us, but I feel like the quality just wasn't there.
Right.
So Brett was kind enough to go out and purchase this brand new microphone. And again, hopefully we'll be able to produce even better quality content from here on out. But today's episode, we're doing a do not draft list, and we're doing a plant your flag players list. So basically, the do not draft list, that's pretty self-explanatory. Those are the guys, it's not necessarily the guys you would never, ever draft at any value. If they fall to, if, say, your guy was Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
If you said, do not draft Odell Beckham, which, that's crazy in the first place.
Yeah.
But say he eventually falls to the 5th round somehow.
There's a point, I think, with almost all the players that, that get drafted consistently where it's a good value. And you want to draft at the best value as possible, but a lot of these guys that we're saying do not draft, it's just based on where they're going. If you feel like you're getting a steal in a later round, I'm all aboard on that. But at their current ADP, at least for my guys, I'm not touching them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the flag players, those are the guys this is my guy for the year. I'm probably going to I like where he's going. Everything seems to fit on his value, things like that. You're planting your flag on that guy. He's a guy that you're probably going to have on a lot of your teams. So these are the guys that we're going to most likely have in a ton of drafts. They're just going to be there. They're going to feel right when you take them. It's going to feel good when you take them. Just everything's right about that player. So we'll get into that in the meat and potatoes section of this episode. But before we get into that, as always, break down a little bit of news for you guys. It's mainly training camp stuff going on right now because training camp opens this week, and we're getting in the thick of things. Preseason's not too far off as well. I think we're 50 days out from week 1, so it's moving now. Currently we're trying to figure out all of our league of record draft dates and
how we're going to draft.
Yeah, how we're going to draft, because we got people out of town. We got Joseph going off to Chile.
What the heck?
I don't know. Well, it's work stuff. More power to him, but just random place.
I guess so.
No, that's awesome. But that we have guys drafting from Chile.
Maybe he can have his own draft party down there.
We're drafting in 2 countries this year, boys. 2 countries.
We're taking it international.
Exactly. But just like I said, a little bit of news. Devontae Booker expected to be the starter in Denver for week 1. For week 1. It hurts me a little bit because, again, it's just one of those stories, rumor mill churning, and I really like Royce Freeman. So, and it's bizarre because Royce Freeman right now, his ADP, and obviously I assume it's going to change a little bit after this, but Royce Freeman's ADP right now is in the 5th round. Devontae Booker's ADP right now is in the 12th round. No one had that. Yeah. No one even thought that was going to happen. Booker, I thought he was a terrible back last year.
I didn't like anything I saw about him.
I didn't think he even held a candle to C.J. Anderson last year.
No.
And now Royce Freeman is this nice, shiny rookie that they drafted this year. And I think Freeman is eventually... I think this is kind of going to be like a Kansas City situation last year where Kareem Hunt was everyone kind of knew he was going to be the guy eventually. We just didn't know when. Obviously, Spencer Ware goes down and it happens immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen with Devontae Booker, but I do think Freeman is still the guy I would draft first, even though Booker is the starter.
I just don't have faith in Booker's talent level and what they're looking for in Denver. And I think Royce Freeman's a really one of the better incoming rookies, and I have a lot of faith in him going forward with or without an injury to Booker.
Yeah, I agree. Andrew Luck is all clear for the starting training camp.
Waiting a long time to hear that.
Saying that with a smile on my face. So
it's just good for the whole team.
Yeah, it's good for the league, honestly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, all those Colts guys that we might have been worried about, And granted, it's just a started training camp. Things can happen. Preseason, things can happen.
Yeah.
But at this moment, Colts players, they have to be rising up boards. T.Y. Hilton's going to be rising up boards. Jack Doyle rising up boards. Eric Ebron, maybe. Which leads me into my next bit of news. Marlon Mack has also been cleared for training camp. So more Colts positivity there. Yeah. And we've been all on the Marlon Mack hype train.
Yeah, I think if you pair Marlon Mack with Andrew Luck, I think that's going to be a really good combo. And I think I'd said it a couple of months ago. Like I'm not messing around with the Andrew Luck rankings or anything like that until I know for sure he's like in full pads, taking hits, throwing footballs, like everything's good to go. Like if they were going to be kind of like, oh, he'll be ready by preseason week 1 or he'll be ready to start on week 1. No, I played that game last year and I lost. So this is a really good report and I was super, super excited to read it.
Yeah, and I'm still not moving Luck right now. I think have him at 10 or 11.
No, it's still too early
but
for that.
if Luck makes it through training camp without any hiccups, if he makes it through preseason without any hiccups, I mean, this is a guy who could be, again, I said it last year, I was like, there's only one guy that can, if they all play 16 games, that can rival Aaron Rodgers for best quarterback in fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's Andrew Luck. I still stand by that.
I still think so. It's been a long time since we've seen him throw, but I still believe it.
Yeah. Chargers open to bringing back Antonio Gates. I don't know why that just came out. Hunter Henry's been injured for about, a month and a half now?
Yeah.
And that seemed to be the obvious solution to this problem.
You have to. I mean, that was the first thing everyone thought of.
Yeah.
Like, well, Antonio Gates is coming back, and I think that's legit, and it's gonna pan out, and that's fine.
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, you're looking at a guy. I mean, you don't have a tight end on your roster that knows what Phillip Rivers is, and Rivers throws to the tight end a lot, and he needs to have that tight end security blanket.
Yeah.
Virgil Green's not the guy. Antonio Gates being back, even though he's old as sin, and he might not be as fresh and young and spry as he used to be. Antonio Gates knows the offense. He knows what Phillip Rivers wants.
That would just be an easier situation from a management standpoint, bringing in someone who has that kind of rapport with the whole team and has given so much to that organization, versus picking up a tight end that's brand new. You already have Hunter Henry still on your team, and so you're not trying to replace him for the future, because I still think they're all in on him for being the future tight end there. So I'm not at all surprised to hear that he's probably going to come back.
Yep. All right, meat and potatoes. First off, we're going to do not draft list. So these, again, like I said, the guys that it's not that we would not draft 100% across the board. It's just at their value right now. And really, honestly, even if they fell a little bit in value, I still probably wouldn't be looking at these guys. It's just something about them. It might be different reasons for each player. It might be different reasons for me and Brett for whatever reason. It's just we are not drafting them at this point whatsoever. It doesn't, just plain and simple. So, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. That all of those disclaimers that you just went over definitely apply to my first guy. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams, new wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. He's definitely a guy, he's getting drafted around the middle of the 4th round. So, and he's a guy that, I think he does have, he's pretty good talent. He's got a good track record of being a good fantasy asset. So it's not so if he fell to like the 6th or 7th or something stupid like that, then I can see the value. But the reason I've got him on the draft list is I don't see him fitting into the scheme of the Rams as well as they are hoping he will. Obviously, the news came out that they just signed him or they gave him a contract extension of 5 years, which is really, I think maybe jumping the gun a little bit on him. I mean, that's a lot of money to bet and a lot of contract value to bet on a guy that hasn't played a snap for you. And I think that it's...
playing with a quarterback that's not Drew Brees or Tom Brady.
Yeah, definitely not.
As good as they might think Jared Goff will be.
Yeah, Jared Goff definitely took a step up last year, but he was definitely... He he benefited from the talent that they have around him, and Brandon Cooks is another talent, but they got rid of Sammy Watkins. He left. That's 70 targets, I think. Yeah, he had 70 targets last year. Not huge. Brandon Cooks had 114 targets last year, and with that he got 1,082 yards and 7 touchdowns, which is a good stat line for fantasy. I just don't see him getting that level of targets.
Nowhere near.
No, I mean it just can't. I mean it just can't happen. If that's the number of targets he has to have to produce in fantasy, then I just can't see that panning out because Todd Gurley is going to get his. I mean he's the focal point of that offense, and he probably will be for a long time. Cooper Kupp is he's a target machine. Jared Goff really trusted him last year, even in the red zone, all over the place. He had the most targets on the team. Robert Woods is still there. He's got the rapport with Jared Goff. I don't see where Brandon Cooks fits into this puzzle, and
I really hate the fact that people just say, okay, Brandon Cooks is now on the team. He's the obvious number one. You got to draft him over Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. So that's why it's a great point. Like where Brandon Cooks is going right now, just definitely.
Yeah, that's way too high for me. I mean, especially for a guy that he has the potential to really disappoint you, especially in the mid fourth round. But I mean, when you look down and go and see where those other wide receivers are going on a team like Cooper Kupp, you could get him so much later, and I think you have a better chance of securing that target share with Cooper Kupp, and I think that's a safer pick that you can get later. I just don't see the payoff for picking a Brandon Cooks just for the name value of him.
Yeah. All right. My first guy, it might seem a little obvious with recent news, but LeSean McCoy. I mean, I'll just break down basically. LeSean McCoy has alleged allegations, I should say, of domestic violence towards, I guess, his girlfriend, or I think it was his girlfriend or something like that.
It was an ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, child abuse, animal abuse. Just everything. I mean,
they're just piling it on.
Yeah, just piling it on, and so just that enough is close to say LeSean McCoy's undraftable this year. But then just on the field, I don't see LeSean McCoy having even close to what he has been or what we've seen him do in the past. The Bills just are a terrible, terrible team in the first place. They have a new quarterback. We don't even know who it is yet. It might be A.J. McCarron. It might be Josh Allen.
Man, I hope it's McCarron. That'd be awesome.
I mean, even if it is, I like McCarron. I think, and I like Allen. Honestly, it's just they are not very experienced.
Yeah.
Their offensive line just completely gone. Eric Wood retired. Cordy Glenn gets traded. Richie Incognito retires. So the line is terrible. Doesn't bode well for LeSean McCoy. And McCoy's not getting any younger. I mean, he's old. Last year he had his lowest yards per attempt of his career. And I feel like that's going to keep happening if he ends up playing this year, which again we don't know for sure. And his ADP has been affected by the news. He's in the third round now. He was closer to the second. So that has been affected. But even at that value, I can't do it. I cannot pull the trigger. You can't that's most likely your number 3 pick, maybe number 4 if he keeps falling like that.
Yeah.
You can't put that big of a hole in your fantasy lineup right off the bat, starting the season if he is found guilty and suspended. And again, especially the risk of just purely on the field, how the Bills are going to play this year, I don't see it.
That's what it comes down to for me with LeSean, is just I don't have faith in the Bills' offense at all. It's just I don't like I don't really like the moves that happened in the offseason. I don't like what all went on last year, that carousel of just calamity every single week. I just didn't like it, and I like that pick as someone I'm not going to be targeting in the early rounds for sure. My next guy. This is a guy that he's getting a lot of buzz right now. And he wasn't one of my favorite rookies coming in to begin with. and I just think his ADP right now is a little bit ridiculous. Sony Michel for the Patriots. His current ADP is about the middle of the 4th round, actually about where Brandon Cooks is going. And that just seems extremely high to me. One, for a rookie. This is a very talented rookie running back class. And I think there's a lot of things about Sony Michel that I like. He definitely wasn't my favorite running back prospect. After you're going back and watching the tapes, I think we talked about that earlier this year. But I believe in if I had to put all my eggs in one basket on one of the Patriots running backs, it would definitely be Rex Burkhead. Like, without even batting an eye, that's who I would draft. And you can get Rex Burkhead in the middle of the 7th round. And that, to me, is just like, I don't know what is inflating Sony Michel's ADP, but with, the way that the Patriots utilize the backfield, everyone saw what happened last year. It's just, is it going to be Dion Lewis? Is it going to be Mike Gillislee? Is it going to be Rex Burkhead whenever he was back, and that's the thing, he only played 10 games last year. He's super involved in the passing game when he plays, Rex Burkhead is, so that's going to help him a lot. But I don't think that nothing this offseason has hinted at New England changing their strategy when it comes to how they use running backs week to week. Nothing's come out and said that they're going to commit to one guy and let him be the workhorse. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to get the most value, the most fantasy points from a guy like Rex Burkhead rather than an unproven rookie in Sony Michel.
You know who people keep forgetting about that I really like on the Patriots this season? Jeremy Hill.
Oh, yeah.
They got Jeremy Hill this offseason, and I said,
no one talks about him.
Well, this is before the draft happened, and they got Sony Michel, but so it's changed my view a little bit, not too much. But I said Jeremy Hill, I wouldn't be surprised if he had double-digit touchdowns with that team.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's probably going to be closer to maybe 7 or 8 now. Just because Sony Michel, they're obviously going to give him some goal line work. I don't know how much.
Yeah.
But
I think Jeremy Hill could be easily a better goal line back.
And that's just another. I'm not saying Jeremy Hill is going to have better fantasy value than Sony Michel by any means, but I'm just saying it's going to take away from what Sony Michel is able to do on your fantasy team.
Yeah. Sony Michel, he's one of my, just based on situations alone even, he's just one of the rookies that I'm not as excited about in comparison to a lot of other guys. I even like Kerryon Johnson better than him. And all of those guys are going so much later. And I guess it's just because Sony Michel is on the Patriots and they drafted him high. And I guess that's what's really pushing him up. But the middle of the 4th round for that kind of risk, that's bonkers to me.
All right, my next guy, rolling with the ex-Patriots, I guess, Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis, I know, beating a dead horse. I feel like I've said it plenty of times.
Whenever I saw this on the agenda for this episode, I knew who was going to make the list.
Well, so be it. But Dion Lewis I have as a do not draft this year. Going in the 7th round, which isn't that high, so it's not that big of a hit to the value.
Yeah. He's fell quite a bit.
There are still guys that if Dion Lewis were to fall into the 9th and 10th round, that I'd much rather have over Dion Lewis, just because of the upside. I see no upside whatsoever for Dion Lewis. Even if Derrick Henry goes down, I can't feel confident in saying, okay, I'm rolling Dion Lewis out there to produce week in and week out. But with Derrick Henry being healthy, being the starter, I really don't think people realize, I guarantee Derrick Henry has at least 80 to maybe even 90% of the running back touches in that backfield. They are going to run him to death. He's going to be the 4th quarter guy that they bring in and just run it down their throats. You're not going to be able to stop him. The offensive line is incredible, and you put a just monster back there in Derrick Henry and just let them pound it down their throats. Dion Lewis can't do that. And that's what I think the Titans are really going to try to do this year, especially with the new football coach. It's just a whole new thing we're going to be seeing from a lot of different people. Derrick Henry, we're actually going to see as a starter. Dion Lewis, we're going to see in an offense that's not the Patriots. And we talk about how when Patriot players move away from that offense, how they most of the time struggle in a big way. It's just a whole different feel of things, and it's just I don't see it working out to where Dion Lewis even comes close to returning 7th round value. In no way.
Yeah, that's fair. We've talked about him a lot as well, and yeah, we pretty much share the same opinion on that. So, my last guy is I wasn't sure about this one because every week I feel a little bit different about this guy and the whole team that he's on. Will Fuller for the Texans. And it's hard because I'll probably go back and forth even when I'm making this point. It's because I just don't know what the Texans are going to be this year. We have a lot of high hopes in Deshaun Watson, and I personally believe that he is as good as we think he is. But that being said, it's still going to be just a massive difference between last year and this year in terms of how they play together. You've got a lot of the same faces around. You're going to still have DeAndre Hopkins, who I'm all in for on this year. He can do it no matter who his quarterback is. It doesn't matter if it's Deshaun Watson or not. But Will Fuller, he's going in about around the middle of the 5th round. He only had 50 targets in 2017, and like we said, it was you have to think that he had all of his production, 100% of his production when Deshaun Watson was playing. So that does bode well as long as Deshaun's healthy and firing on all cylinders. But what he was doing was completely unsustainable. And I kind of think it was maybe just kind of the flashy kind of one-time deal. I don't think that if you're taking him in the middle of the 5th round, that might be your wide receiver too.
Yeah.
And that's where I have a problem with keeping him. I think there's way too many risk factors. You're talking about a guy who he only was targeted 50 times last year, and he played all of the games. It's just that you're really kind of projecting a lot with this guy, and that's not where I want him. He's last year he was a super late round guy, and I think that's where you can get a good value on him. But anywhere 6th, 7th round and before, I don't think that you're going to get the value that you're seeking out of him.
All right. Are you ready for my hot take guy?
Oh, yeah.
I got one more.
Okay,
one more.
Wow, you pulled him out right out of your hat.
Dalvin Cook.
Oh wow.
Dalvin Cook is on my do not draft list this year.
Okay, all right.
He's going in the 2nd round, beginning of the 2nd. Actually, let's see. Yeah, 3rd pick of the 2nd round at the moment. Dalvin Cook, he's coming off an ACL. He's in a new offense. He hasn't played a game where Latavius Murray has also played in that game. I think Latavius Murray is going to really, really, really hurt Dalvin Cook's value this year. I don't think he's obviously not gonna be the guy who overtakes Cook or anything like that. He's not gonna have better yardage than Cook. He's not gonna have more touchdowns than actually he might have more touchdowns than Cook. But it's gonna just really, really, really eat into Dalvin Cook's fantasy production. I just don't see that Dalvin Cook can be that 2nd round guy. I don't see the value being returned there. And he's going in front of guys like Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, AJ Green, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen. There's some stud wide receivers in there. He's even going in front of some running backs that I might be more intrigued in having. Maybe Devonta Freeman. Dalvin Cook, for some reason, it just doesn't feel right. Just coming off the ACL, like I said, and I know the ACL injury has been a little bit hit or miss the past couple years. Just the technology and the surgeries that go on in the sports world now can get players back to what they were before a lot of the times. But that, on top of the fact that Latavius Murray is going to be, I think, a huge factor in that offense, and then you have Kirk Cousins in there now, who I assume they're going to let throw the ball a decent amount, a lot more than they let Case Keenum last year. So I'm just a little worried that Dalvin Cook is being overdrafted right now, and again, even if he fell to maybe even the third, I'd have a tough time drafting him.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm dropping everything. I'm having the same. I've heard those arguments before, but the same kind of thought process goes into my mind when I think of Kareem Hunt. I think that situation is very because a lot of the same points that you argue for Dalvin Cook can be made for Kareem Hunt, because I don't think Latavius Murray is that great. I don't think he's fantastic.
I mean, I don't either, but I think
neither is Spencer Ware. So
okay.
Spencer Ware was the Chiefs' guy. I mean, that's who they were going with, and he missed the whole year, and Kareem Hunt was thrust into this position, and he thrived and he did well, but Spencer Ware's back. I mean, are they just going to bench him the whole year? I mean, I can't see that happening. So I guess your same worry for Dalvin Cook is my same worry for Kareem Hunt.
I mean, I get the point there, but it's a little bit different because Dalvin Cook is coming back to be the starter. Spencer Ware is coming back to be a backup.
And Dalvin Cook is coming off an injury. That is big. That's another point.
The lead guy on the Chiefs and Kareem Hunt isn't injured. He's just coming back and hopefully returning into that prominent role that we saw last year. I do agree Spencer Ware is going to get some touches here and there, but it's Kareem Hunt's backfield. And I'd like to say it's Dalvin Cook's backfield, but I feel like Latavius Murray, especially, I mean, they want to protect Cook so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah,
and I feel like, especially in the red zone, goal line work, where bodies get piled up all over the place and people get rolled up on, I think that's going to be the time Latavius Murray comes in and vultures a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah, that was definitely my worry, is just vulturing the touchdowns.
Yeah. All right. That's all of our do not draft guys. So again, mine were LaShawn McCoy, Dion Lewis, and Dalvin Cook. Brett's were, go for
it. Brandon Cooks, Sony Michel, and Will Fuller.
All right, so, and I assume we'd have more, but we're going to run out of time. So we're going to move on to our flag players. These are the guys, like we said before, planting the flag on. Mm-hmm. These are guys we're going to have on a lot of teams. The guys we really like at the current value. So go ahead, kick it off.
I'm going to kick it off with Adam Thielen. I am all in on Thielen. There's a lot of, and I wanted to solidify this because a lot of people go back and forth between Thielen and Diggs. In my mind, Thielen is just an all around better wide receiver.
Here.
We saw it last year. I mean, he is one of the most consistent wide receivers I've seen. He's the most Jordy Nelson wide receiver outside of Jordy Nelson in my mind. This is the guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball, and he creates separation. You can throw it into a very tight window, and you know he's going to catch it. It's just, I think that, and he doesn't have the more injury risk that Stephon Diggs has. And right now, I forgot to write down his ADP. Right now, he's going in the middle of the, he's going in the back of the third round, which I think is fantastic value. He's borderline fourth round. And if you can get a wide receiver like that, I mean, I'm all in. He's going to have a confident wide receiver in Kirk Cousins. That team is just good. One of the biggest downsides I feel like is they're just going to run the ball a lot. But I mean, they ran the ball a lot last year as well, and he still did what he did, and he finished as a high-ranked wide receiver in fantasy. And to me, his target share and everything is solidified. I'm not worried about it. If he's there in the back of the third round, I'm totally in.
Yeah, I definitely love that value for him. I think Adam Thielen is still, it's kind of the Jordy argument I had for years where for whatever reason, the guy just did not get respect. He put up monster numbers every year, especially just talking fantasy too. Finished as the number one wide receiver in 2016, Jordy did, and just still no respect for him.
Right. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are pretty much going back to back too. So if you give me those two choices, it's going to be Thielen every time.
Adam Thielen all the way there. I do think that I'm not so certain that Adam Thielen is going to have the kind of production he did last year, just for strength of schedule concerns. Kirk Cousins, it's hard for me to say that he's going to have have the kind of year Case Keenum did last year, because Case Keenum had a heck of a year.
Yeah, he blew up.
But I still, again, I agree. Adam Thielen is a guy that I'm probably going to have a lot if he falls to me in that location. It's just what it is. I mean, he's a good wide receiver.
Just a guy that I'm
an underrated guy.
I'm all in this year. Yeah.
I love the underrated guys. You can see it from a mile away, and for whatever reason, they're underrated.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. All right, planting my flag. Wachoom! That was me planting the flag. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry again.
Oh, so you got the flip side of your
of the Deion Lewis pick.
Of the do not draft.
Yeah. Again, trying not to beat a dead horse, but Derrick Henry, I just think it's all lining up for him to be a fantasy star, and he's currently going behind guys like Jordan Howard, which I'd be tempted to take in front, or Derrick Henry in front of. And it's just the touches are going to be there. The offensive line is fantastic. Having a quarterback that's mobile and Marcus Mariota is a good sign for Derrick Henry. I don't really trust Mariota that much. I think I feel like that 1-2 Mariota, Jameis Winston class is going to be an afterthought in a few years. But Derrick Henry is a solid running back. He's been solid his entire career through college. He's been solid when he's given the opportunity with the Titans, and now he has the full workload. We know he can do it. But going back to, like I said, in college, he was running the ball close to 40 times a game. Yeah. And I know it's a whole
different.
It's different, but with a good offensive line that the Titans have, and the fact that he's done that kind of workload before, because it's still the same amount of carries. I mean, I know you're taking a lot more heavy hits in the NFL, but he's a guy, he's built to take those hits. And he's got sneaky speed as well. I just think it's time to get on the Derrick Henry hype train. You better do it now, because he's going to blow up this year, and if you don't have him now, you're not going to have him in the next couple years.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's funny. My next guy is Corey Davis. So if anyone's going to be, if anyone's trying to call us hometown truthers,
I don't even like the Titans.
We don't like the Titans. Like we're not Nashville fans. Like that's not where we are.
No.
So, but it's just ironic that we've had a lot of talk about the Titans today.
They're exciting.
They have
a lot of exciting players.
They have a lot of. I mean, they were a wild card team last year. I mean, they were having a down season. Well, it wasn't a down season, but for a very mediocre season, they were on the cusp of the playoffs. I mean, they finished well, so they're definitely improving. And so Corey Davis, this is a guy. He had a lot of hopes coming into his rookie year. Didn't really pan out. He only played 11 games, which really hindered his performance and getting acclimated to the NFL environment and working with Mariota. He just didn't have that opportunity because of his injuries. So his stat line doesn't look great. He didn't have any touchdowns, which is scary. But this is a guy that
he scored 2 in the playoffs, so
that's true. Yeah,
very impressive touchdowns.
Yeah, no regular season touchdowns. Yeah. So I guess that's cool that his first touchdowns came in his first playoff as well.
Yeah.
The only question mark I have about him is Mariota. I don't know how confident I am in him as a passer, but I think that the Titans are improving so much all around that it's going to help. It's going to help the passing game. I think that having a solid running game is going to help. With Corey Davis, a lot. I have to do a lot of projecting because we didn't see a lot of him last year, and a lot of the same things that I thought last year coming into the season still apply. I still think he's super talented. I think he has the propensity to be that number one target on that team. As long as he can stay healthy and stay on the field, he's one of the more risky picks. But I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do anything too basic because my next guy's kind of boring. So,
all right then. Moving on, my second guy, I'm going Demaryius Thomas, sticking with the wide receiver position. Demaryius Thomas, I talked about him a little bit in the past couple weeks, but I just think this is the time where Demaryius Thomas is going to have a bounce-back season. he has a new quarterback in Case Keenum. Clearly better than the past 4 quarterbacks that he had. If Case Keenum can do even half of what he did last year with Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen at the helm, we saw Thielen go off and have a top 10 fantasy season. I fully expect Demaryius Thomas to honestly do the same thing. I think he's going to have over 1,200 yards. I think he's going to have 8 touchdowns. I think him and Keenum are going to really have just a rapport going. They're going to get things going in training camp. I think, obviously, with training camp starting this week, I think we're going to see some stories come out saying, wow, this connection with Keenum and Thomas is really, really impressive. Demaryius Thomas currently going in the 5th round, back of the 5th round, mind you. If he's even in the 4th round, I wouldn't be shy to take Demaryius Thomas in the 4th round as my wide receiver 2, maybe even a wide receiver 1 if I were to wait that long to get a wide receiver.
Yeah. Where'd you say he was going?
509.
Okay. I was looking up how that compared to Emmanuel Sanders because a lot of people go back and forth between those two.
And I like Emmanuel too.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Sanders, he's more of a value pick, I guess, since he's going about the middle of the 7th round right now. Usually they're like back to back. It's kind of weird seeing that big of a difference in draft value. But if I had to pick between the two, I mean, I'm definitely in on Demaryius Thomas. I think that he's going to have a good year. He's just had such a rough spell of quarterbacks, man. It's good to see that he's got someone that I think is going to be consistent and can get him the ball on a game-to-game basis. So that's good to see. My last guy is maybe a little bit boring, but I've heard enough doubters talk about him that I really do want to plant my flag on him. But Davante Adams, wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, a guy that I will probably not have in our league of record because you are also in the league of record.
What up?
I have a feeling that he'll be on your team the whole year, but we'll just see what happens. We'll see. So a lot of the arguments made against him is this is his first year coming in as the wide receiver number 1. Last year he was behind Jordy, then Aaron Rodgers gets injured, and then Jordy kind of falls off, and then it's just the Davante Adams show. And in my mind, I mean, he proved that he can do it. He did it with Brett Hundley, which I don't know if you know, he wasn't the best quarterback. He wasn't Aaron Rodgers. We'll just say that. But he did it, and he looked good. I mean, he looked like he's the type of player and type of wide receiver that can really lead that team. And I don't care who the lead wide receiver is on the Green Bay Packers. They're going to score a lot of touchdowns. So I don't think that the touchdowns are going to be an issue. He's going to be a yardage guy. I think he's going to have a lot of yards. I'm not even wavering. Like a lot of people think if he's going to, like, saying maybe he's going too high in the middle of the 2nd round. That's not too high for me. I mean, if he's there in the middle of the 2nd round, I mean, that's an easy pick for me and one of the more confident ones that I would make in the draft.
Yeah, I've done a lot of mock drafts, as I always do every year.
Oh, I love mock drafts.
But if you haven't listened to the show, like talking about our league of record, I always keep Aaron Rodgers. It puts me at a disadvantage. Honestly, it's a weird thing to do.
But the league is not won on draft day.
No, definitely not. And we'll have a full episode about draft tips and things like that in the coming weeks. But just going back to Davante Adams, I usually start off my drafts obviously with Aaron Rodgers, and usually I try to pair him with Jordy. I've done that for the past couple years.
Yeah. This
year, I mean, Davante Adams, he's the guy I'm trying to pair him with. And if I can get him in the 2nd round, if I can start my draft off with Rodgers, Adams, I'd be okay. I mean, I have a lot of work to do, obviously, because
it's an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy going into the draft and being like, I don't know what's going to happen. I got to really find some guys later on.
Yeah.
And but Davante Adams, yes, in the 2nd round. Yeah. Regardless of my strategy, pairing
Yeah,
him with,
no, I'm not one. I don't have to keep Aaron Rodgers and pair him with a
Well,
Packers wide receiver every year, and
well,
I'm still not even hesitating with.
Well,
Devontae.
not talking about our league of record or anything. There is 100%. I wouldn't say 100%, but a very, very high possibility that you can. I mean, start your draft. Say, go if you're picking middle of the first round, you can start your draft with honestly, maybe David Johnson. Come back around the second round, get Devontae Adams. Come back around the third round and get Aaron Rodgers. I mean that's
true.
I mean that's an absolutely filthy start to a draft. That is fantasy gold right there. I mean you got the core of your team built already, and you're just piecing it together from there.
I would be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'm too chicken to try and do that because I know all of my friends would definitely go after Aaron Rodgers. So.
Yeah, because you get a king's ransom for him.
Yeah, that would happen. But anyway, my final flag guy, T.Y. Hilton, another wide receiver. We talked about him a little bit when we were discussing the news with Andrew Luck being healthy going into training camp. If he's healthy, good to go. First week of the season, T.Y. Hilton is going to be a draft steal. He's going in the 4th round right now.
Yeah.
4th round.
That's crazy.
Think about that. He was a 1,000-yard receiver last year or nearly a 1,000-yard receiver last year without Andrew Luck, and he was dealing with some garbage quarterback play.
Yeah. The biggest problem with him was, he gave you weeks that you just
stinkers.
You sorely regretted playing him.
Yeah. But in 2016, when Luck was playing, they both played 16 games. He was wide receiver number 5. He went out there, put close to 1,500 yards up. I think he had 6 touchdowns on top of that. T.Y. Hilton is just the man when it comes to Andrew Luck. And I fully expect that to return this year. I expect a big bounce back from T.Y. Hilton and a big bounce back from Andrew Luck. So T.Y. Hilton in the 4th round, yes, please. Planting that flag right there. Even if he gets into the 3rd, I wouldn't mind taking him. Even if he gets into the 2nd, there's some guys that I might drop below T.Y. Hilton. I'm all on board. T.Y. Hilton, he's back, baby.
T.Y. Hilton or Tyreek Hill?
T.Y. Hilton.
Okay. I just was curious.
Yeah, that one's close.
He's going a few spots in front of T.Y. Hilton. That was the first one that really jumped out at me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all of our do not drafts and our flag players. Again, our flag players were Derrick Henry, Demaryius Thomas, T.Y. Hilton,
and Adam Thielen, Corey Davis, and Devontae Adams.
A lot of receivers in that. Our list.
I didn't really realize that I picked three wide receivers. Well, I had a running back down. And I made a last-minute adjustment because I got scared. It was Jay Ajayi, if you wanted to know.
I had Lamar Miller down, and I changed it too. Because I think,
Jay Ajayi, as much as I really like Jay Ajayi this year, it's just that he might be, a part. I mean, Corey Clement, not Corey Davis. Corey Clement was really on the upswing at the end of last year. So I think that he has a chance to get a significant amount of work. And with Darren Sproles coming back for his last year, he's going to get some work. But I still really like Jay Ajayi, but not enough to plant my flag.
Yeah, real quick. Give me one quarterback that you would not draft and one quarterback that you would plant your flag on. Because I feel like quarterbacks are hardly ever talked about in scenarios like this.
Yeah, that's true. A quarterback that do not draft. I probably would not draft. Let's see. Just off the cuff, I'd say Derek Carr. I don't want any part of Derek Carr.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Derek.
People
Carr.
are all about Derek Carr.
I know. I don't see it. I'm just not. I'm not a big fan.
That's a lot more hot takey than what I was gonna say.
My second one would probably be Dak Prescott.
Do not draft or plant your flag on?
Do not draft.
Do not draft.
Yeah, I was trying to decide between those.
Yeah,
two.
I can see that one. I was gonna go. I'm not even gonna be hot topicy at all, but I guess I'll go with Jameis Winston. It kind of makes sense anyway. Even if he wasn't suspended, I still think I'd probably be leaning towards that pick anyway.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, he throws a lot of interceptions.
Yeah.
So. But to plant your flag, I'm going to say Phillip Rivers. I'm a really big believer in Phillip Rivers this year. I think the Chargers are going to be a fantastic team. You saw it last year. I mean, they were they were so close to making a push for the Super Bowl. I mean, it was just they were just firing on all cylinders, and I think that they've had a great offseason. And I think Philip, with Keenan Allen, that relationship is awesome. Melvin Gordon, I think, is just solid. I'm a big fan of Philip Rivers going next year, especially at where you can get him.
Well, yeah,
awesome.
I was about to mention our mock draft from a few weeks back, where we waited and waited and waited, and I think we got Rivers in the 13th or 14th round. I was like, yes, please, if that's the guy you're planting your flag on.
In all the mock drafts that I do, I would say over 50% of the time, that's who I end up with, because that's who I'm really targeting in the later rounds.
Yeah, from a quarterback standpoint, plant my flag on. I'm probably going to say Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I was going to say Aaron Rodgers, but that's still a little too rich for a lot of people's blood. Going in the third round at the moment, but Russell Wilson is going in the 6th. When you look at the other 3 quarterbacks going in front of Russell, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers, they're going in the middle of a lot of high quality names. I mean, they're going in where Tyreek Hill is going, Jay Ajayi, Travis Kelce, T.Y. Hilton, Thielen, Amari Cooper, big names, big quality players that can fill your wide receiver and running back roles. But Russell Wilson, where he's going, I mean, he's going after guys like Ronald Jones and Royce Freeman. And those are, that's some risky stuff. And Sonny Michel. I didn't even see that one. Russell Wilson going behind Sonny Michel. I need to take a break for a minute.
We'll be back in a minute.
That is mind-blowing to me. Russell Wilson, so I definitely plant my flag. If you can get Russell Wilson in the 6th round after Sonny Michel, just come on, give him to me.
Yeah, and then laugh at the guy that drafted Sonny Michel.
Yes, definitely. I can't. Steele's going to draft Sonny Michel this year. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And he's going to laugh in our faces when he does. It's going to be that. There's always. I love those picks where the guy that picks him is just in love with it, and he has some supporting cast, and then the other half of the room is just like, no, are you crazy? I love those. I love it. That's what makes fantasy football fun.
Yeah, I love seeing the look of grimace on everyone's face whenever you pull a draft, especially when you reach for somebody. That's the best.
Okay, last little bit, and then we're going to close out the show. We're going to do a little keep, trade, cut going on right now. You want to go first or me? Because we both have 3 keep, trade, cuts that we're going to ask each other.
Yes, I'm going. I'll go. You go first.
Okay, first one I got for you: Amari Cooper, Demaryius Thomas, Alshon Jeffrey, all going within a round of each other.
Amari Cooper, Demaryius Thomas, and who is the third one?
Alshon.
I'm probably going to keep. I'm going to keep Demaryius Thomas, trade Amari Cooper, and cut. What was the third one? Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Demaryius is he's a guy I'd probably trust the most out of those 3. Amari,
you can get the name value out.
That's what I was going to say.
That's a really risky player to keep. I just feel like Demaryius Thomas is a lot more consistent.
And you don't like Derek Carr this year, apparently.
And I don't like Derek Carr this year, no.
Yeah.
Okay. These guys are also going with pretty close to each other. And all second-year running backs.
Interesting.
It's going to be a little, I already know since Dalvin Cook ended up as a hot take. That's not really interesting now, but Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh, that's a lot better than I thought. Oh, my word. Even though I was talking bad about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, Mixon, McCaffrey. I'm going to trade... Or no, I'm going to keep... I'll try to keep it in order. Okay. Keep McCaffrey.
Okay.
Trade Cook, cut Mixon. I think.
Okay. Well.
I think I can get a ton for Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I said they were all going around each other. Joe Mixon and Christian McCaffrey are going back to back. Okay. Dalvin Cook's quite a few spots ahead of them.
I actually like McCaffrey quite a bit this year. Mixon, we haven't really seen anything, so I don't want to just jump into that. McCaffrey, even with
his role is solidified, I think.
Even with C.J. Anderson there, And I think C.J. Anderson's it's going to hurt his value a little bit, but I still really like Christian McCaffrey.
I don't think Christian McCaffrey's going to, as far as fantasy goes, do a whole lot better than last year. But I fully expect him to do the same, which was a really good value.
Yeah, and if Cam Newton can learn how to just occasionally
just put some touch,
put some touch on the ball,
one touch,
McCaffrey is going to take off.
Yeah, maybe he can just pitch it. Yeah, like you don't even have to throw it. Just underhand toss it.
He can throw it a mile, but you can't pitch it 4 yards.
Oh god, I gotta watch that movie now. Okay, anyways, okay, is it my turn to give you one?
No, it's my turn.
Okay. Oh well, yeah.
Oh god, I just realized that kind of screwed mine up, but whatever.
Oh.
Here we go. I got two of the same names. We hid these from each other. We wanted to keep it a surprise.
Yeah.
So here we go. Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Joe Mixon.
Oh wow.
Jerick McKinnon.
Ooh. I'm going to keep McCaffrey because we just talked about how I do like McCaffrey. I'll probably trade Jerick McKinnon. There's a lot of hype around Jerick McKinnon right now. I feel like I could get something. Where's he? He's going in the back of the second round right now.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely trading him and then cutting Joe Mixon. Yeah.
Poor Joe.
No, and it's not because I don't hate Joe Mixon. I'm not all in on the Bengals either. And we didn't see a whole lot out of Joe Mixon. It's all just kind of hype right now.
McKinnon is going in front
of a lot of people.
Rob, Rob Gronkowski is never a guy I really target in drafts, but he's going in front of Gronkowski, Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Doug Baldwin, Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
But my word, Jerick McKinnon. He never showed anything when he was a starter in Minnesota.
No.
I don't see him showing much in San Fran either.
No, I guess the hype is, one, he's, the highest paid running back ever. And every report that comes out of San Francisco is like, he's going to be the focal point. We're going to run
there is no one else, really.
No,
Joe Williams is there, but he wasn't used that much. He was hurt a lot of the last year. Matt Breida's there. I think he'll be used a little bit, but
maybe a little
I
bit,
understand that, but still, come on.
He's definitely gonna have the volume, but not that high.
Not on my list.
Nope. Okay, next. Keep trade cut. Josh Gordon.
Here we go.
Yeah, I had to include him in one. I just had to. Josh Gordon, Darius Geis, and T.Y. Hilton.
Okay. Oh well, that's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I'm gonna keep T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, it is a little bit less because
we're all about T.Y.
Yeah, we already talked about T.Y.
Yeah, keep T.Y. Hilton. I'm gonna trade Josh Gordon because there's always that Josh Gordon truther out there.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a good year. I fully expect him to do so. But it's still a little risky, especially being on the Browns.
Yeah.
And other guys showing up.
Jarvis.
Yeah. And then obviously cut Darius Geis. Rookie running back out of in a list. If you put most players on a list where it's veteran, and then rookie, it's probably going to be the rookie that you cut.
Right.
Now that being said, let's see if you cut the rookie in my list. Julio Jones.
Oh wow.
Odell Beckham.
Golly.
Saquon Barkley.
I knew that you were going to do that. Man. It's really sad that I'm going to have to say to cut one of these guys because I might throw up. But I am going to keep. Oh man, shoo! You're killing me. This is a tough one. I'm going to keep Odell. No, I'm going to keep Julio Jones.
Keeping Julio, okay.
I'm going to trade Odell Beckham, and I'm going to cut Saquon Barkley.
You gotta cut one of them.
Yeah.
Cut the rookie.
Yeah. It's really hard between Julio Jones and...
Honestly, it really is, because...
Odell Beckham.
I didn't think about that until you said trade Odell.
Yeah.
Because when you said keep Julio, I was like, I'd definitely keep Odell. But then I'm just like, who would be able to give you the most value, like if you actually traded him away? And Julio really doesn't I feel like his name
Especially
value has gone down.
Especially after last year, you're not going to get.
And it's weird because Odell, I mean, last year he didn't even play half the year.
Yeah, but for Odell, I mean, it's just he's always going to have that high value.
Yeah, it's really, really weird.
That wasn't a knock on Saquon either. I mean, I still really like Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, definitely. All right, you got one more?
Yep. Okay, we're going to stay with running back because I like talking about running backs the most.
Running back, y'all.
Okay, keep trade cut. Rashad Penny.
We love these rookies.
Yeah. Lamar Miller and Kenyon Drake.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. So Lamar.
Yep. Lamar, Rashad Penny, and Kenyon Drake.
Okay. No, it's easy. Lamar, I'm keeping.
Okay.
I think he's going way, way too late. I think he could honestly creep into the maybe top 10 running backs this year, in my opinion. Trade Kenyon Drake, just because I think I can get a lot more on him. There's so much hype around Kenyon Drake, and I like him. Yeah. I just don't know if he can handle a full 3-down workload.
Yeah. And
then Rashad Penny, I mean, you have to, again, cutting the rookie.
You got to cut the rookie.
You got to cut the rookie. And
these poor rookies.
I mean, I like Rashad. I think he's going to have I'm hoping he has a good year.
Yeah.
The line still scares the crap out of me in Seattle, so that's a little worrisome. But again, God, that's a tough one. But no, I like Lamar Miller. I've always liked Lamar Miller, and especially what I saw out of when Deshaun Watson was playing last year. Just the quality of that offense. Even if Lamar Miller doesn't touch the ball that often, he's going to have opportunities to score.
Yeah,
and that's what I like.
Yeah, and Kenyon Drake's a little bit risky for me. I'm not high on him this year. I just don't think the Dolphins are going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to have a lot of opportunities to run the ball inside the red zone. But yeah,
and that's where Frank Gore could come in if they're in the red zone.
Exactly, and I don't think Kenyon Drake's the guy that they're going to keep around in Miami. So yeah, I would probably go the same way. You got to cut the rookie. These poor rookies, just cut them off.
Just cut them.
Yeah,
cut them all.
You got to earn your stripes around here.
All right, well, okay. Before we go, we'll do an all rookie one.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't want to put Saquon in there because that's
not fair.
I feel like we've gone through like every rookie running back possible. It's going to be hard.
No, I mean we've got Royce Freeman, Ronald Jones too, and Kerryon Johnson.
That's still, I feel like that'd still be easy for me. I think.
Well, you could throw Sony Michel and sub one of those in.
Not really.
Not for us.
No.
I'm trying to think of another.
Just how about you could do Penny Geis and Ronald Jones.
Okay. Penny, Geis, and Jones. I will keep. I'll keep Rashad Penny. I'll stick with my guns on that one. I'll trade Geis and I'll cut Ronald Jones.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Ronald Jones is one of the riskier ones, I think, because I still think Peyton Barber's going to get a lot of work, especially to start the season.
Yeah, especially when they want to have as many veteran pieces in there as they can, especially with Winston not playing the first.
Yeah, they can't afford to let a bunch of rookies out on the field.
Yeah, just running around like
they never touched a football before.
Exactly. All right, that's going to be all for today. We're going to go and attempt to get our league of record in order. I've been texting everyone trying to get things organized, draft dates, draft order, things like that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll be back next week. Again, I don't know exactly when we're going to be able to start doing more than one episode a week. I know we're going to have to double up here in a few weeks because I'll be working some weekend games in the coming weeks. But we'll just see how it goes. Again, we're just kind of playing it by ear, winging it this year. The life of a commissioner. It's tough out there for a commissioner.
Yeah. Nick Chubb, that was another running back that I completely forgot about. Rookie running back.
But he's kind of fallen off the map.
He would be very far down on my list,
Yeah, anyway. All right, so make sure you go and follow us on Twitter at the423football. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube. Give us a like. Leave your comments and reviews. Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.
Peace.